This is Dott TV News at 4, and here are the stories we have for you. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks and other financial institutions to immediately freeze the accounts and assets of individuals and companies designated for terrorism and terrorism financing following fresh sanctions issued by Nigerian and United States authorities. The directive was contained in a circular dated June 24, 2026, issued by the CBN's Compliance Department and addressed to all banks, payment service banks, and other financial institutions regulated under the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020. The CBN listed 6 individuals designated under the sanctions regime as Mukhtar Muhammad Adamu, Babangida Muhammad Adamu Mahamjan, Abdullahi Omaru Usman, Ibrahim Abubakar, Adamu Shiroma, and Yakubu Ogrima Ibrahim. It also named 4 Nigeria-based Bureau de change operators designated as being owned or controlled by the individuals. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it was already investigating a Lagos-based Bureau de change operator, Mukhtar Adamu Muhammad, and 3 companies linked to him for alleged terrorism financing before the United States government imposed sanctions on them. Top EFCC officials familiar with the investigation told newsmen that the commission had concluded significant aspects of its probe and was preparing charges when the U.S. government announced the sanctions. The development comes after the United States designated Mohammed and 3 Nigerian companies linked to him as alleged financial facilitators of activities linked to the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The designation formed a part of a broader action targeting 3 individuals and 6 entities accused of facilitating the movement of funds for ISIS operations across different countries. And back home in Delta State, Governor Sheriff Warri has inaugurated the new Uvwie branch of Zenith Bank PLC in Uvwie local government area. This is Warri described the investment as a strong vote of confidence in Delta State growing economy and investor-friendly environment. Warri said the opening of Zenith Bank's 19th branch in Delta State reflects increasing investor trust in the state and reinforces his administration's commitment to creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. He described the project as more than the establishment of a banking facility, noting that it symbolizes confidence in Delta State's economic future. Meanwhile, the Deputy Governor of Delta State, Monday Onyeme, has assured the National Youth Service Corps of the state government's support and commitment to addressing critical challenges facing the scheme. He gave the assurance while receiving the Delta State Coordinator of the NYSC, John Kwahe, and his delegation during a visit to Government House, Asaba. Onyeme noted that every Nigerian who has passed through the NYSC scheme understands the challenges faced by corps members and the importance of creating a more conducive environment for them during their service year. He commended the NYSC for its contributions to the development of Delta State, noting that corps members play significant roles across various sectors of the economy and communities. Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniabu, has urged the management of Dott TV to prioritize continuous training and retraining of personnel to enable the station achieve its goals. Emeka Okonkwo has details.
Aniago gave the advice during a visit to the television station where he commended the owner for investing in state-of-the-art modern technology and equipment for the establishment of the station. He expressed satisfaction not only with the quality of the equipment but also with the caliber of personnel assembled at the station. According to him, some of the staff had previously worked with him and had demonstrated professionalism, competence, and integrity.
Let me appreciate those who decided to put funds together for the purpose of setting up a Dott TV, because as somebody who is in the industry, I know that it's an industry that is capital intensive. But beyond what I have seen in terms of the assemblage of modern technology in this place, I've also seen the assemblage of the right personnel, because good enough, some of the persons I've seen here have had cause to also work with me, and I know what the stuff they are made of. When you have such assemblage of individuals who understand what it takes to run a media outfit vis-a-vis the right technology, you are going to indeed get the best of what this place is intended to do. I'm very much impressed with the what looks like the outlay of the establishment. I've had a privilege to be conducted round by the man who is coordinating the whole affairs here, Tony Nejedu. He's also more or less an old warhorse in the industry. I have also worked with him for quite some time now, and I do know that he's somebody who have knack for the right thing to do in the media world.
The commissioner noted that the station's coordinator, Mr. Tony Enejedu, possesses the managerial skills required to effectively oversee both the personnel and the modern facilities, having garnered extensive experience in various media organizations. He encouraged the staff to always give their best in order to complement the efforts of the station's owner and maximize the use of the available equipment in informing, educating, and entertaining the public. Aniago further stated that achieving the desired results will require dedication and hard work from the staff, including staying alert to developments and breaking news stories, even while away from the office. He says such commitment will help attract more viewers and ultimately increase advertising patronage from the station.
I'm quite confident that what I've seen here is going to indeed challenge the other stations that we have, not only around here, but across the country. But what I will need to plead with the personnel is that whoever that have thought it wise to put these different modern equipments, state-of-the-art equipment together for the purpose of setting up Dott TV has done his own bit. It is now up to the personnel to know that they need to put in their best. They should not close work the moment they leave here. Work continues even while you are at home.
The commissioner, who observed that the station has airtime available for commercial activities, urged the personnel to bring their wealth of experience to bear in advancing the station's objectives. He also advised the owner to exercise patience with the staff, noting that the return on investment in the media industry is generally long. However, he added that the process could be accelerated through the delivery of quality content, positive work attitudes, and professional presentation by the station's personnel. Emeka Okonkwo, reporting for Dott TV News.
Still in Delta, Warri is charting a new course for economic development with the maiden edition of the Warri Blue Economy Summit. The four-day event brings together government officials, investors, maritime experts, and development partners to explore opportunities within Nigeria's maritime resources for sustainable growth and shared prosperity. Priscilla Ifanyi reports.
For the first time, Warri is hosting its Blue Economic Summit, bringing in government officials, industry experts, and investors to explore how Nigerians' marine resources can drive jobs and create a sustainable economic growth. The maiden Warri Blue Economy Summit has brought together key stakeholders to examine how Nigerians' marine resources can drive investment, create jobs, and promote sustainable development. Welcoming participants, the executive chairman of the Warri Blue Economic Development Initiative, Dame Ebiyemi Omaseye, described the summit as a call to action. She urged collaboration among government, investors, development partners, and local communities to unlock the vast potential of the blue economy.
Today marks a defining moment in the economic and developmental journey of Warri Kingdom. Delta State, and indeed Nigeria. This summit is more than a gathering of stakeholders. It is a call to the action and a platform to chart a sustainable path towards prosperity through the blue economy.
The Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy commended Warri for championing the initiative. The minister also reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to supporting programs that promote cultural heritage while driving tourism and economic growth.
As Nigerians, our diversity is our strength. Our culture is indeed our identity, and we can see that today here. Creative currency has just been ignited. Together, let us transform these assets into prosperity for our people and hope for future generations.
The blue economy is being recognized as one of the world's fastest growing economic frontiers. The encompasses maritime transport, logistics, fishery and aquaculture, offshore services, coastal infrastructure, marine tourism, renewable energy, and biotechnology, and a wide range of ocean-based industries that can drive the economic growth.
Warri and convener of the summit, Ogiame Atuwashe III, said the Niger Delta's mangrove ecosystem holds vast economic potential beyond oil, stressing the need for strategic investment and collaboration to unlock sustainable growth.
With strong leadership and dedicated collaboration, we can turn this vision into a lasting legacy for the entire region. Our collective efforts can show that environmental protection and economic progress are not opposing goals, but they are partners in sustainable development.
Discussions at the summit focused on opportunities in fisheries, aquaculture, marine transportation, tourism, renewable energy, shipbuilding, finance, maritime security, and mangrove restoration. Participants said these sectors hold significant potential to position Warri as a hub for sustainable investment and economic development. Some speakers, however, expressed concern over the continued underdevelopment of riverine communities. They attributed the challenge to poor management of the nation's inland waterways and called for deliberate investment, stronger policies, and improved infrastructure.
Time for us, as not only in Shekiri's but as in the Warri Kingdom, but as Nigerians, to take advantage of what we have in this country, because God has blessed it. There are 53 commercially viable solid minerals in this country.
Stakeholders say they expect the summit to deliver practical outcomes that will translate into job creation, increased investment, and long-term prosperity for Delta State coastal communities.
So, in any way you look at it, Warri has everything required to be Africa's #1 blue ocean economy.
Beyond the discussions here today, expectations are high that this summit will lay a thriving foundation for a blue economy in Delta State to create jobs, attract investment, and also promote the coastal communities here in Delta State. Reporting from Warri, Priscilla Ifani, Dott TV News.
The ongoing Canal, the silting exercise by the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, DESOPADEC, continued Wednesday, June 24, 2026, in Uvwie local government area, with more blocked waterways opened up to tackle flooding. The exercise along Japa Road witnessed dredging work at Uvwie layout off Soko Estate Road, where the swamp buggy on ground was deployed to evacuate large boulders embedded deep in the canal. By the end of the day, the swamp buggy had opened up canals on both sides of the road, expanding the scope of the clearance. Reacting to the exercise, Chairman of the Landlords Association in the area, David Uvwie, said flooding had plagued the community for years due to debris-clogged canals, noting that DESOPADEC's evacuation of the deep-set boulders would now allow water to flow smoothly and free the community. The security now, a suspected internet fraudster has been arrested by operatives of the Delta State Police Command following the alleged killing of his girlfriend in Ejibwa community, Warri South local government area of Delta State. The incident reportedly occurred at the suspect residence with the landlord of the compound, alerting the police after hearing a loud distress call from the suspect apartment. Police officers who responded to the scene reportedly searched the apartment and discovered the victim's body. Confirming the incident, the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer Bright Idafe said the suspect had been arrested and remains in police custody while investigations continue. Police authorities have assured that a thorough investigation is on the way to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident and ensure that justice is served. The Anambra State Police Command has dismissed a viral security alert circulating on social media, which alleged that a military helicopter dropped unknown items in a bush between Nimo and Adazi-Nuku communities in Anocha local government area of the state. The command described the alert as a false alarm capable of causing unnecessary panic and undermining public confidence in the state security network. In an official statement released on Thursday by the command's spokesperson, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, the police revealed that tactical teams were dispatched to the area to verify the claims as soon as the report surfaced online. Coming up shortly on the news at 4, at least 164 died in Venezuela's twin earthquake. And that's on foreign news plus sports after the break. Please stay with us.
In the heart of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
Thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories. A three-story shopping complex collapsed in the Alakija area of Lagos State on Thursday, leaving one person dead, 10 others rescued, and an unspecified number feared trapped beneath the rubble. The building, located on Old Ojo Road near Alakija bus stop of the Lagos-Badagry Expressway in Satellite Town, collapsed at about 11:40 a.m., prompting an emergency response from the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency and other rescue agencies. According to a statement issued on Thursday, LASEMA Permanent Secretary Dr. Olufemi Oke-Osanyitolu said a coordinated rescue operation was underway to locate and extricate victims trapped in the debris. Similarly, tragedy struck on Wednesday morning when a 5-story building under construction collapsed along Odili Road in Port Harcourt, River State, leaving one person dead and several others trapped beneath the rubble. As of 7:30 p.m., rescue operations were still ongoing, with victims including the site engineer and a woman who sold food to construction workers believed to be trapped in the debris. Rescue workers said they could still hear the food vendor calling for help from beneath the rubble as efforts intensified to reach her. The incident occurred barely 3 days after a 3-story building collapsed in the Uvwie area of Obiakpo local government area, although no casualties were recorded in that case. Nigeria on Wednesday moved closer than ever to establishing a state police force after the Senate passed the Constitution Alteration Bill seeking to decentralize policing. The passage of the bill by the Senate marks a major breakthrough in a debate that has dominated Nigeria's security discourse for decades and comes amid worsening insecurity across several parts of the country, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, communal violence, and organized criminal activities. The legislation, which seeks to establish state-controlled police services alongside the existing Nigeria Police Force, was approved after senators secured the constitutionally required 2/3 majority through a manual voting process, adopted following technical glitches that affected the chamber's electronic voting devices. With both chambers of the National Assembly now backing the proposal, attention has shifted to state assemblies, whose approval will determine whether Nigeria finally abandons its long-standing exclusive federal policing structure. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Coalition of International Human Rights Organizations in Kano State, Haruna Ayaji, has cautioned against the proposed establishment of state police, warning that the initiative could deepen ethnic divisions, encourage political persecution, and create jurisdictional conflict among security agencies. Ayagi made the remarks while reacting to the passage of the state police bill by the Senate on Wednesday, arguing that Nigeria has yet to overcome its existing security and ethnic challenges. According to him, decentralizing policing powers to the state at this stage could aggravate the country's fragile security situation. The human rights activist also expressed fears that governors and other political office holders could exploit state police structures to suppress, dissent, and intimidate opposition figures, particularly during election periods. And now to the foreign scene. At least 164 persons have died in Venezuela after a powerful magnitude 7.5 earthquake on Wednesday struck the country, becoming the strongest recorded in more than a century. According to the United States Geological Survey, the quake is the largest to hit Venezuela or its offshore region since the devastating 1900 San Francisco earthquake, which measured 7.7 in magnitude and left dozens dead and injured. Emergency workers were deployed across affected areas, including the capital, Caracas, where rescue teams searched through collapsed structures for survivors. For more stories on the foreign scene, let's now join Emeka Okonkwo.
It's a similar story coming from Japan as we hear a powerful magnitude 7.2 earthquake struck the northeastern part of the country, injuring 4 people. Although no tsunami warning was issued, the earthquake occurred at 7:30 a.m. local time on June 25 in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Uvwie Prefecture. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the tremor reached an intensity of upper 6 on Japan's Shindo seismic scale in the town of Hashikami and lower 6 in the city of Hashinohe. Local emergency services reported that 4 people sustained minor injuries and were taken to the hospital. Elsewhere, a heat wave gripping Western Europe has led to a series of unprecedented temperature highs, with France experiencing its hottest day ever, the UK seeing record heat for June, and Spain reaching its highest daily average since 1950. Tens of millions of people are grappling with punishing temperatures, which hit almost 41 centigrade in Paris and have led to red alerts across swaths of the continent. France's national temperature indicator, an average of day and night temperature across dozens of locations, hit 30 centigrade on Wednesday, the hottest day since records began in 1947. More than half the country remains under a red heat alert, with tens of thousands of homes in the west without power. And finally, the price of oil has fallen to levels not seen since before the Iran war as traffic through the key Strait of Hormuz shipping route gradually resumes. Global benchmark Brent crude briefly fell below $72.48 a barrel, the price it was at the day before the US and Israel launched attacks on Iran on 28 February, before edging up to $72.63. Energy prices have been on a wide ride since Iran responded to the strikes by effectively closing the strait, a critical waterway for oil and gas shipments. The cost of crude has been moving sharply lower since the US and Iran signed a memorandum of understanding on 17 June, which set out a 60-day period for negotiations on Tehran's nuclear program and other measures to end the war. I am Emeka Okonkwo, Dott TV News.
And for sports news, here is Anthony Uche.
Start today's sports news from the World Cup, where Scotland's hopes of reaching the knockout stages of the World Cup for the first time are in significant peril after erratic defending, coupled with a Vinicius Junior masterclass, allowed Brazil to sweep them aside by 3-0 in Miami, finishing top of Group C. Morocco also defeated Haiti by 4-2 to qualify in second place. Canada lost their final group game to Switzerland by 2-1, which means they have lost the home advantage for the next round by finishing second in the group. Bosnia and Herzegovina also qualified out of that group in third place with 4 points. Tapelo Maseko scored in the second half to make history for South Africa as they reached the World Cup knockout phase for the first time ever, following a victory over South Korea in Monterrey. Mexico beat Czech Republic by 3-0 to top the group with a perfect record of 9 points and no goals conceded. Now to some boxing news, where Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has come out to clear the air regarding the location of the all-British heavyweight fight between Tyson Fury and his client, saying that any attempt to move it to the United States would need Joshua's team to agree to new terms. The matchroom promoter said if his team did not agree to any potential new terms, the fight would 100% go ahead in the United Kingdom this year. This comes amidst growing speculations that Las Vegas could stage a contest, but Hearn has had no formal request from Saudi power broker Turki Al-Sheikh to move the game outside of the United Kingdom. From the sports desk, Anthony Uche, Dott TV News.
And that's all we have for you on the news. Thank you for your time. I am Chiamaka Ezapota.